Hello Peters Crew and welcome to my garden on this beautiful morning. I've been finding my garden a great place to be with God. I do hope you've got gardens to go and look at springing into life too. And be with God. We have an amazing God who created a beautiful world and has it under control. I want to apologise because last week's video was too long and it wasn't fun enough. So I'm going to change the format this week and I hope it will be better. We're going to always start with a welcome and then there will be worship, followed by Sent to Claire, where we look at things you sent me, and then we'll move on to Quiz of the Week and Craft Challenge of the Week. We're then going to have a bit of word and some response time with prayer, and we'll finish again with worship. Okay, so now to worship. Enjoy this video. It's a new song all about worshipping God, our Creator. Okay, Sent to Claire. What was sent this week? Well, I had a few crosses from your Hunt Across challenge and a lovely piece of art. Have a look. Okay, now it's time for Quiz of the Week. I don't know if you remember a few weeks ago in club we did an animal competition where we had to look up a verse in the Bible and find the animal. So So I thought we'd do that as this week's quiz of the week. So just to remind you, you'll need a Bible and just how the Bible works. So the list of books are at the front and it shows you where to find each book, a page number. There we go, there's the Old Testament. So the first bit of the Bible quote is the name of the book. Then the first number is the chapter number. That's the big number, and it's the big number in the Bible. And the second number is the verse number, and that's the small number that's next to the sentences in a chapter. So you need to look up the book, the chapter, and the verse, and spot the animal. So we're going to have 5 verses this week with animals to find, and the winner of the quiz is the first person to email or text the 5 animals from this week's quiz in the right order. And next week I will announce a winner. Okay, so now it's time for our craft challenge of the week. This week we're looking at the Holy Spirit, and in Galatians chapter 5 it talks of the fruit of the Spirit. Those are the things, the characteristics in us that the Holy Spirit brings, and they are: but the Spirit gives love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness and self-control. So there are 9 fruits listed there. And my challenge to you this week for our craft is to represent one of the fruits, so joy or patience or self-control, any of them, in a way, any way you like, out of craft. So you might want to draw patience, you might want to create something out of a piece of fruit, although pieces of fruit are quite precious at the moment with not many food deliveries, so go careful there. Whatever you like, I'd like you to represent one of those fruits of the Spirit, in a creative way, and take a picture of it and send it to me. And next week I look forward to seeing who's won our craft challenge and a whole range of the fruit of the Spirit represented by you. I know you're creative geniuses. There might even be one made of Lego. I can't wait. Okay, so here's our demo involving an egg and helping us understand how the Holy Spirit fits in to our understanding of God. So, if the egg is God, we know God is Father, Son and Holy Spirit. Now if we take this egg and we break it, ooh, yay. The egg, like God, has 3 parts. There's shell, there's yolk, the yellow part, and there's the egg white. So each part is definitely egg. Okay, the shell is definitely egg shell, the white is definitely egg white, and the yolk is definitely egg yolk. But together they form God. Each bit is individually egg, but together we get the whole picture of what an egg really is. So we need the whole picture of God. We can understand God the Father as creator of the universe. We can understand God the Son, Jesus, because he came as a human to earth. The Holy Spirit is sometimes harder to understand, but it was there at the beginning when God created the world. It was there when Jesus was baptized. But I want you to get to know the Holy Spirit, so you have a full picture of God like this. Egg is all egg, and each bit needs the other to give us the full working egg. Okay, so let's talk then about this Holy Spirit, this part of the Trinity of God. I find the Holy Spirit to be a very gentle thing, but a very powerful thing. You can call upon the Holy Spirit and it will come and help. It will transform a situation. I love the fact that it has 2 different images that are used in the Bible. There's the image of the dove that we see as the Holy Spirit first coming down on Jesus when he is baptized. That is a gentle and beautiful bird, and the Holy Spirit is like that. It doesn't force itself on a situation, but it comes gently. The other image that is used is that of flames. We've got them so beautifully illustrated on the window as little flames on the heads of people at Pentecost. And we also see them on our windows at church, on the burning bush, a sign when God is speaking through the bush, the Holy Spirit is also present in that moment. Fire is a lovely image because it transforms things completely. And I find that with the Holy Spirit. When I call on the Holy Spirit into a situation, into my heart, it brings about a transformation of me that I didn't realise was possible. I've just 2 verses to share with you today. The first one we talked about before. It's from 2 Timothy, and it goes like this. God did not give us a spirit that makes us afraid. He gave us a spirit of power and love and self-control. And just at the moment, we really need to remember that verse from Timothy. And we must not be afraid, however frightening the world might seem, because God has given us a spirit of power and love and self-control. And if we are feeling a little bit afraid, we can pray and the Holy Spirit can change that. So you can pray and say, please God, I'm feeling frightened. Give me that Holy Spirit that brings courage. And then you'll see his power and your heart will change and you will be able to love and you will be able to have self-control, one of those fruits we mentioned before, that will help you stay inside or do your schoolwork or whatever it is you're struggling to do in that moment. So that's our first verse. And the second one is in Romans 8, and it's about the Spirit being a helper. And this is the verse. Romans 8, verse 26. The Spirit helps us. We are very weak, but the Spirit helps us with our weakness. We do not know how to pray as we should, but the Spirit speaks to God for us, even begs God for us. The Spirit speaks to God with deep feelings that words cannot explain. So that's a lovely image of the Holy Spirit speaking for us to God, being a go-between between us and God. And if you're struggling with words when you pray, that's fine. You don't need words. You can just say, Father, I pray in the power of the Holy Spirit. And just let your feelings go to God. The Holy Spirit will do that for you. It's good with feelings, is the Holy Spirit. He's able to transform, like that fire transforms something into something more powerful and wonderful and magical than we imagined. So, my message to you about the Holy Spirit this week is it's available, it's a gift from God. You can invite him into your heart, the Holy Spirit, and you can ask him to do things on your behalf. And he's a go-between, a power of God that we all have access to. So, use the Holy Spirit this week. Use it if ever you're afraid, and use it if you need to pray and you're not sure of the words. So, for our response this week, I want to challenge you to perhaps, as well as creating a fruit and sending me a picture of that in our craft challenge, to perhaps create a little corner of your home where you record what the Holy Spirit is doing. You might want to just literally write down your prayers. You might want to create something more beautiful. One of our Christmas services a few years ago, or our all-age services, we all responded by writing something on a dove and sticking it to the cross. I've got a picture, and you might want to create a little corner like that, some little doves out of paper, and you could stick them maybe on your window for every time you call on the Holy Spirit. Or you might want to use the flame image instead and create a collage of fire as the Holy Spirit transforms you in this time. Whatever you want to do is up to you. And we're going to finish with worship. I promised you we would. And the song we learned at the beginning, we've also got a version of that with actions. So that's what we're going to play out with, an action version of our song. And I thought you could use this at home if you need to do some PE, because it's quite a dancey one. So you could put this on instead and dance your way through it for your PE sessions this week at home. I've also put a link to just the action song and the worship song on our blog. So if you don't want to watch this whole video again, but you just want to go to do the song, go to the blog. There'll be a link there taking you straight to each thing. I do hope you like this new format. Please let me know and please send things so you can be in the videos too.